Hey, what's up everybody? Out here in the bee yard for the 8th inspection of the year, and as you can see, I have my veil on, I have my gloves on. I was giving myself a little more distance than usual, thinking that would kind of keep the bees away, but for some reason they know when I have entered their area, and they definitely come greet me, and not in the way that I would like. I think I have a few hives that have become queenless, which explains the more aggressive behavior from the bees, but we'll figure that out here shortly. So hey, it's July 13th, it's about 9:30 in the morning. I'm out here for the 8th inspection of the year. Let's talk about the weather real quick. The WeatherBug app says it's 82 degrees, feels like 88 degrees with a humidity of 77%, and the Accurate Backyard Weather Station says it's 87 degrees, feels like 101, with a relative humidity of 85%, so quite a difference there with the feels like temperature. So the last inspection was July 4th, which was 9 days ago. Let's just run through each of the hives real quick, and then I'll tell you what I plan on doing. So hive number 1 continues to do extremely well. The queen was very slow starting this year, but then kicked it into overdrive. Ton of nice brood, filling out the deep box with the brood frames and all. And I have 2 medium boxes on that colony, which surprisingly they continue to bring in nectar, even though the nectar flow typically ends around mid-June, which is why I pulled the honey supers then. Hive number 2, they had a supersedral queen cell, so I'm assuming they have probably swarmed since the last inspection. So this time I'm going to be looking for evidence that they have a queen, of course, like usual. And if I find her, most likely she's unmarked, and I'll try and mark her. Hive number 3 continues to fill the honey supers as well, and I actually have a queen excluder on that one. Given the time of year, I don't think they're going to cap it in time for me to harvest more honey from that colony, so I plan on removing the queen excluder, and they have 2 boxes as well. And I have a few other hives that don't have a medium box with a food store or a brood extension, so I plan on taking one of those boxes off hive 3 and giving it to one of the other colonies. Hive 4, same thing, they continue to fill the supers. They had a lot of nice brood last time. They have 2 boxes as well, so I plan on doing the same thing, just providing one of those boxes to another one of the colonies. Hive 5 was really slow starting. They were queen right, they had nice brood. Added a brood frame to them because I ended up selling that colony to some folks over in Morehead City, so hopefully they're doing well. Hive 6 actually swarmed during the inspection video last week. Found them in a tree, gave them too much time to get comfortable. I went out the following day, just over 24 hours later, to try and capture them, and they swarmed. So they're long gone, which probably isn't a bad thing because the genetics of Hive 6, extremely aggressive if you haven't watched those videos. Going through the colony, I did find what I think is a virgin queen, so for this week, obviously I'm going to be looking for eggs to see if that queen made it, returned, and started laying the next cycle of brood. And then of course if I can find her, I'll try and mark her. Hive number 7 saw a lot of eggs last week, or 9 days ago, so given the timeline, I should see a lot of capped brood during this inspection. Hive number 8, I did not find the queen, however, I did find several hatched queen cells, so just like a routine inspection, I'll be checking for eggs this week to see if they are queen right, and if I do find eggs, of course, if I find the queen, I'll try and mark her. Hive number 9, let's see, I found the queen last time, I marked her. That's a pretty cool story, I'll try to make quick or brief. Hive number 9 was a split I made early in the season. Moved them into a medium box because I found queen cells on medium frames. So they were in a 5-frame nuke box, a deep box with medium frames, which actually worked just fine. Ended up moving them over into a 10-frame to give them more space, and they drew out those frames as well. And then I caught 2 swarms in the backyard within the last month or so, so the month of June. Didn't really have too much equipment to use to move those swarms into their own 10 frame, so I decided to combine those two swarms into one deep box. I put a queen excluder on top of that box, and I moved hive number 9, which is in the medium, on top of the queen excluder. Check that video out. It's titled That's Right, 2 Queens in 1 Colony, and it shows the 4-day post combination that hive number 9's parent queen stayed in the medium box because of the queen excluder. One of the swarm queens stayed in the deep box. The bees most likely intermingled. But the point is, neither one of the colony's bees killed the other queen. So that was pretty interesting. And then hive number 10, I found eggs. Last inspection, I didn't see the queen. Hive number 10 is one of the original swarms from hive number 6 that I caught early in the season, and it shows because they are just as aggressive as hive number 6 actual. And I was in the colonies, I was in quite a few colonies this past week in between the inspections, making a few splits and nukes for some folks that were interested in getting into beekeeping. And I opened up hive number 10. I wanted to pull a frame from them. Extremely aggressive, to where I think they may have swarmed, because if you have a very aggressive hive, most likely, or it is a sign they could be queenless. So for this week, just like usual, for a routine inspection, I'm checking for eggs. Hopefully I find eggs so I can determine they are not queenless. But if they are queenless, I might end up moving a frame of eggs from another colony into them to get them on the rebound. Okay, so that does it for my 8th inspection introduction of the year. I really appreciate everybody that does watch these videos and has subscribed to the channel. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so, because every person that does, we take it as you saying thank you to us for the content that we share. And if you're in or around the Jacksonville, North Carolina area and you're looking for some local honey, you're in luck, because we harvested our honey just about a month ago, let it settled, bottled, labeled, and it's available for purchase. So if you check us out on Instagram and Facebook and you see the book now button, that means that we are actively taking appointments, which is how we sell our honey. If you don't have access to either one of those social media platforms and you're watching this video on YouTube, take a look at our homepage up in the banner. The very top right of the banner picture, whatever you want to call it, you'll see the social media icons of Facebook and YouTube, or I'm sorry, Facebook and Instagram. And that third one, that gray square, is the link to our Square site, which is how we sell our honey through appointments. So just click on the Square icon, takes you over to the Square site. You can book up to a week in advance, and we sell our honey from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., which is when we take appointments. So we try to make ourselves available for most people. If you need help making an appointment, just let us know. We'll gladly walk you through it. You can email us or text us, send us a DM or a message on Facebook. There's about 4 different ways that I can think of right now to get a hold of us. So anyway, that does it for the 8th introduction video. About to get set up, get into the hives, and with the amount of bees that are already buzzing me, that is probably a very good indicator with how today's gonna go. Yeah, so check out the following videos of each hive inspection and see how things go.